Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Banana bread is a common recipe, but I have found 2 key ingredients make mine come out wicked good. So let's make some together. Left to hang around the house too long, bananas will get too soft and turn black. But before they do that, they are wonderful when they're overripe. They provide extra flavor for your banana bread, and that's when I like to use them. I chop them into big chunks and put them in a giant bowl. A sturdy kitchen fork works best for breaking the bananas up in the bowl. They don't get stuck like they would in a whisk or a potato masher, and it really helps to make sure there's no big chunks of banana left. I like to break them up and stir them until they're almost liquefied. Now I have a stick and a half or 3/4 of a cup of butter. This is salted butter, by the way. And I have 3 eggs here. I'm going to open my eggs off camera, and then I'm going to soften the butter a little bit in the microwave. I have some cane sugar. I'm going to add 1.5 cups. Then I will add the butter, and I'm going to mix those together very well until I don't see any big pieces of butter. I will spread the little pieces of butter all through the bananas and sugar. Then I will add my 3 eggs and mix those in very well. I will add a tablespoon of vanilla extract and 1/3 cup of milk. I'm using skim milk, but you can use any milk you have in the fridge. Stir it in together well. That's it for the wet ingredients. Now I'm going to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And we will add our first key ingredient. I have some whole nutmeg here, and you can see one of them there that I've been using. And I'm going to grate it into my flour. That's about 1.5 teaspoons, and then we're going to move on to key ingredient number 2, which is some ground cinnamon. And I will add about 1 teaspoon of that to begin with. You'll see me add about another 1/2 teaspoon later. And then there's 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda and a scant teaspoon of salt, actually about 3/4 teaspoon. And we're going to mix all that well together while I explain that this is a scalable recipe. So the amounts are based on the number of bananas that you have. If you have 1 banana, I'm going to put the recipe up here for you to make 1 good-sized loaf of banana bread. Now I had 3 bananas, so I'm actually scaling my recipe up for 3 bananas. What I like about this is you can use whatever number of leftover bananas you have, and this freezes very well. I make small loaves of banana bread to give out to friends and neighbors for the holidays. I just wrap them in aluminum foil and put them in baggies and put them in the freezer. And here's the recipe that I used, scaled up for 3 bananas. I mix it all well together until there are no big clumps of flour showing. I have prepared my loaf pans for 3 small loaves, 1 medium loaf, and 2 large loaves of banana bread. And we'll see how many I come out with. I like to do that because I can lift the aluminum foil right out of the pan when they're done baking and they've cooled off, and then I can cover them over and put them in baggies and put them in the freezer. This allows me to get them out right before the holidays and make little baskets of goodies for people. I fill the loaf pans about half full, and then I smooth out the tops because I'm going to add a little sugar on top. While I'm doing that, I wanted to mention the whole nutmegs that I use. The reason I don't use ground nutmeg is because they add extra oils in, and it makes the nutmeg flavor way too strong. I'm trying to achieve a natural nutmeg flavor, and that's why I prefer to use the whole nutmegs instead. Now, if you use the ground nutmeg that you buy in the store, use a lot less of it so it doesn't take over your flavors. Now is a good time to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for an electric oven, 360 degrees Fahrenheit for a gas oven. And I can already tell that I won't be using the second large loaf pan. That's okay. I'll put it aside and save the aluminum foil in it for when I make pumpkin breads to include in the Christmas goodie packages. That recipe is also on my channel. I like to add a sprinkle of cane sugar across the top of the loaves. It makes it very sparkly and it provides a nice little crunch. Here's the sugar perched on top. I put all of the loaves in at the same time. Here's the bake times for you. The small loaves come out first, but I check everything with a wooden skewer before I get it out of the oven. The small ones come out first. A couple of minutes later, the medium one comes out, and then finally the large loaf. I let them cool completely before wrapping them up, and they fill the house with this wonderful spiced banana smell. And there's my banana bread recipe with 2 key ingredients. Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.
Oregano.